Hey Timber Ridge family, as you know, this week Governor Abbott opened up some breathing room for lots of businesses and organizations in Texas, which also includes churches. So we wanted to make a statement to bring some clarity and avoid any confusion about restarting worship services here at Timber Ridge.
We can't wait to be able to see each of you face to face again. We miss you, and we can't wait to gather together with you in person again. And we plan to do exactly that in the near future, but not just yet.
Sometimes what we can do may not be what we should do. For example, today I could go to Taco Bell and order a dozen tacos just for me. Doesn't mean that I should, but I can. Or today I could try to jump out of an airplane with a parachute that has a weight capacity of 100 pounds. I could, but I probably shouldn't. While Governor Abbott announced that churches are open, the governor and Texas Attorney General have placed very strict guidelines on what open actually means for churches. From crowd and size limitations to cleaning standards to safety training regulations for volunteers and staff to mask and sanitation practices for those who attend to social distancing and safety regulations for churches are complicated, strict, and there's a lot.
Yeah, so here's what we've done. We've spent this week talking to multiple doctors and health officials both here in Stephenville and around the state. We've had conversations with local leaders and other local pastors. We've consulted the wise counsel of pastors from all over the U.S. who are mentors and leaders in our lives and provide guidance for us as pastors and for our church from time to time. We've even reached out to all of you. In fact, hundreds of families have filled out our survey sent via email and to our texting database and let us know your preferences about restarting services too. And we've prayed. As your pastors, we've prayed and sought God's wisdom and leadership in what is the wise decision and the next best step for Timber Ridge Church.
And as we've prayed and sought counsel and listened to you, we've developed a plan that we feel is wise, practical, and moves us forward with caution in these crazy days, while also allowing us to return to in-person gatherings in a reasonable time frame. The overwhelming wisdom of healthcare professionals we consulted and the pastors who speak wisdom into our lives was that waiting at least a couple weeks to restart services in person was the wise path. And guess what, Timber Ridgers? You are wise people too. Because the overwhelming results of our survey showed that the vast majority of you are planning to move forward slowly, waiting a couple weeks or more to get back into any type of group gathering or environment with a crowd.
It really has proven to be a trifecta for us. It seems that as we've prayed and sought the wisdom of God, consulted and sought the wisdom of healthcare and church professionals, and listened and sought the opinions and wisdom of our church family, that we're all moving toward the same goal in the same manner. With that said, this Sunday, plus the next two Sundays, Sunday, May 10th and Sunday, May 17th, will remain online only with our worship experiences. Things will remain just like they have been, with all of our life groups and kids ministry experiences and worship experiences taking place online for the next 2 weeks. Remember, you can join us via Facebook or YouTube and find all of the details at timberidgechurch.com/online.
Then, assuming that there is no significant rise locally in active or positive cases of COVID-19, we plan to restart in-person gatherings on Sunday, May the 24th, here at our Timber Ridge campus. We realize that's Memorial Day weekend, and you may choose to spend time at the lake or time with your family. Guess what? We're cool with that. We're treating this weekend as a soft launch back to in-person gatherings. This will allow us a weekend to make sure that we have enough services scheduled, and this date is also far enough out that we have time to make sure we've prepared for all the policies and procedures that will now be in place for in-person gatherings moving forward.
And to be crystal clear, we know from our church survey that there are many of you who cannot be in groups or crowds due to age, pre-existing conditions, or autoimmune issues. And there are many of you who just don't feel comfortable gathering in groups or crowds. Please hear us say this. We get it. There's no shame or no guilt in that at all. We'll continue to provide online worship experiences at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Sundays, even when we gather in person. We've seen the incredible impact and reach that our online worship experiences are having, and we're going to be continuing to produce full online services every single week, making those a part of our new online church campus. You'll be able to continue to join right in the comfort and safety of your home.
So there's the big announcement. Online-only worship continues for Sunday, May 10th and Sunday, May 17th. And our first in-person gathering is tentatively set for Sunday, May 24th, unless something changes in our region with COVID-19 cases. If that were to happen, we'd obviously make changes accordingly. Please remember that while so many of us are excited to be back together, these in-person gatherings will look extremely different in size and scope than what any of us are used to due to the regulations for churches that we will strictly be enforcing. Pray for us as your pastors in these days ahead. Pray for our staff and our volunteers as well. Pray for our community. We'll be sharing more details about service times, what to expect under these new guidelines, what to be prepared for, and more in the next couple weeks.
In the meantime, keep connecting online. Keep loving your neighbors. Keep pointing people to the hope of Jesus. The church never was a building or a service. It's always been about the people of Jesus living out the mission of Jesus. That's who we are. We love you, we miss you, and we'll see you soon.